Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of Mackemchat with me, Malta.
And me, Keith.
So, we are recording today that the USA tour has finished. Sunderland beat Wrexham 1-0 with an excellent goal from Claude Mukiele. What were your thoughts on the match, Keith?
I think we were the better team throughout. Even without Enzo in the middle, we still found a lot of ways to get through. I think we controlled it. I think it looked more of a training match than it did actually a match. I think what Wrexham two chances off me top of my head. I think they had a bit more better in the second half, but we put a lot of our young uns on, so it was expected that they're going to be a bit more dominant. But I think we held our own up, and I think the defending was really well, better than the Liverpool game. I think for the second half. So I think overall it was a really good performance, really good team win, and I think a great end to probably a good American pre-season tour. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of the
Yeah,
lads. I think they've all done very well. It's yeah, but
it
that's
was a
my
good game.
opinion.
It was a good game because we've got to remember it is just pre-season,
Yeah,
right? And all we're interested in is the lads getting minutes, the
yep,
team cohesion, right? And I mean, these all were players from last season, essentially,
yeah,
because Belgium got to the quarterfinals, and so did so did Switzerland. So Xhaka wasn't playing, and now there was Meunier. Edzo Lefebvre picked up a little injury before the
oh,
game,
yeah,
and then Wilson came home a couple of days ago for some personal reasons.
yeah.
I think overall for me, today was Romain Mundle's chance to show everybody what he could do, and he didn't take that chance. He didn't take the chance in the last game against Leeds, and I love Romain Mundle as a player, and I really want him to succeed. But that
Mm.
today, he's certainly not for a Premier League squad, and
No,
I wouldn't want him against a pot one or a pot two side in the Europa League, right?
no.
So for a potential only 4 games that, and maybe FA Cup third round at home to, dare I say it, Shrewsbury Town, who, old Sunderland would have beaten Sunderland at home on the third round, right? For, a maximum of 6 to 8 games, he is not worth keeping around. And the lad, he should be getting full time games in the championship or, go abroad. Um, I think he sort of run his course for Sunderland. If he took
Uh,
the first chance away, right, and he played a bit more consistent, then yeah, but for me, he's just not done it.
yeah, his final decision making or where to be was a problem. And I think he does a bit too much sometimes and tries to overcomplicate a simple situation. And I think a lot of it comes to that. And yeah, personally, would you sell him? Yeah, because he's got potential, but we're moving to a different level, and it's a bit too late to probably play catch up. And he's been given the chance, and yeah, I didn't really rate him. I just felt he tried to overcomplicate the simplest things, like a simple pass. He could have got someone through, but he tried to go that bit further, and it just didn't work. It really didn't. But like in a sense, yeah, for FA Cup with a League One, League Two, maybe Championship side, you'll probably get him, but he gets nowhere near the Premier League, nowhere near. Because
So
was it Angulo who came on
our Angulo came on, hit the crossbar,
and just yeah, just a different class, and you just immediately saw that different class.
and he showed his
So
class at the World Cup as well with his goal he scored at
yeah,
the World Cup as well.
yeah,
So just a quick run through on the stats. So first half, Sunderland had 19% dangerous attacks, 28% attacks, 53% of the ball was safe. Wrexham in the actually that's overall, not first half. And then Wrexham, 25% dangerous attacks, 22% attacks, and 53% ball saves. Now, because obviously we're a Premier League side who's finished seventh and are going into the Europa League, I would have expected our goal attempts to be much more than Wrexham's, and there were. We had 7 goal attempts, Wrexham had three. Three
Yeah.
shots on target for Sunderland, 2 for Wrexham, and 4 shots off target and 1 for Wrexham. Wrexham did lead only in the corners. They had 7, we had 5, and they had 9 goal kicks. And obviously that's because we were having shots on target, off target.
Yeah.
Uh, both had 2 yellow cards each, and it is meant to be a friendly. I just think that was just the MLS referees.
Yeah.
I think they're not used to the physicality of the English game. The Premier League, the Championship are physical leagues. You've got to look at like players like Ballard, right? And you look at other players and you think they'd be great in like La Liga or Serie A, but in the Premier League, you need to have strength and you need to have power and you need to have a bit about yourself. Um, so overall, it was a good game. It was a good run out. I think what it showed, and I'm sure, I mean, I don't need to tell Florent Gassolfi and Regis Lebris how to do their job, but it showed that we don't have a full 22-man squad to lead us into 4 competitions next season. And I think we're 5 players short of having the depth that we need. Like I said in the last episode, we need 2 players for each position. Even if we've got one player that can cover 2 positions, like Nordy can, if Nordy gets injured and then one of our centre halves like Ballard gets injured, then you're losing 2 centre half covers and 1 right back cover.
Yeah.
So I think the squad is short on depth. It's not weaker than last season because
No.
none of the players who we've left. I mean, you could say Gertruda, but we've brought in Mounier, right, to
Yeah.
play in that spot. Good thing I liked about Gertruda was he was the Swiss Army knife utility man, could play
Yeah.
anywhere. To be honest, you could probably have put me in goals and he would have been decent.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's been great. I think the publicity, the Times Square pop up that they had with the launch of the new kit, I just think that was really good. And I just think the club overall have done everything that they were expecting to do from this USA tour is get more publicity on Sunderland, get some more
Yeah.
fans. I'm sure loads of these New Yorkers who were not expecting to walk into Times Square and buy a new Sunderland top and walk out with a new Sunderland top. And I bet you
Yeah.
the Elvis top probably outsold the home top 3 to
It's
1,
going to
4 to
be
1.
it's going to be interesting to see the data when it comes out of how they both did and that. And I tell you what, another thing they should bring back, Sunderland Till I Die. They talk about that publicity revenue. That's what got us basically, I think, Sunderland on the map. And it's what helped, I think, push us. And as you say, every player that comes, they're probably forced there with their eyes open to watch it and be like, go through it. And I
Well,
think doing that,
yeah. I mean, a lot of away fans, sorry, when I say away fans, a lot of our international fans who were on podcast last season said, "Oh, I started following Sunderland after watching Sunderland Till I
yeah,
Die because I liked the story. I liked that it's a working class club, right? And just the whole story and everything around it. It really touched people's hearts and the Geordies obviously they say, "Oh, we saw you crying on Netflix, mate. We saw you crying when the Saudis pull all their money out. You know, then we'll be seeing you crying as well, right?"
uh,
Um, but to be honest, I wish Fulwell 73 would come back next season and do something because you've got to
yeah,
remember Sunderland were the pioneers of the football documentary with
yeah,
Premier Passions and Peter Reid.
yeah. And well, look at Wrexham. I think a good game off Wrexham, but the reason why both that won is Ryan Reynolds and Rob, is it McCartney? but I know his first name's Rob, got to
I
buy Wrexham because they both sat there and watched Sunderland till I die. I
watched
went,
Sunderland till I die, and they said, "Oh yeah,
I,
we need to buy an English club. We need to buy an English club and do this." And I mean, Wrexham, you know, they are huge in America. I mean, they're on Disney. You know,
yeah,
I've not watched Welcome to Wrexham. To be honest, I've got
same
too
here.
many things above it on the list before
Yeah,
I'm going to
same.
watch Welcome to Wrexham, right? You know, I want to watch the Man City one, but again, it's not there that oh my god, I have to watch that. I'd rather rewatch the playoff final again
Oh,
or the
any day of
two
the week.
bag
Yeah,
wins.
yeah, any day of the week.
But
A
yeah, I
lot
mean,
more.
you know what it is? If uh, if Regis Lebris fancies it, I'm sure Fulwell 73, who obviously are called Fulwell 73 because there are a bunch of lads from Sunderland. And yes, they
Aye.
do have huge global clients like Kim Kardashian and Al. You know, they Fulwell 73 are the production company of Welcome to the Kardashians or whatever that's called. Um, so if it's there on the cards, it'd be great. Sunderland's first European trip in 53 years.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to do that as a video?
I mean, the talk, but the biggest talk now is revenue. Like we've got the stadium, we can build a stadium that's being made clear, and I think if we do well in the next 2, 3 years, I think we'll start seeing plans of it happening. But like talk about
Well,
what the new big revenue. So another Netflix
documentary.
documentary. There, we got there in the end. Jesus, and help that, and we put it on our next tour, wherever you go. If that's Africa, America, South America, Europe, you know what I mean, and get more people in the sense of that, because that's the biggest thing they're going to push now is just get more and more people watching us, getting our name more and more out there. So even though we're in Europe, I can only do 70% of our revenue, but that revenue is going to be 500 million, you know what I mean? Then our about 160, 180 mil, probably what we can spend.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's obviously it's going to be a groundbreaking season for Sunderland, and I'm so just I'm glad the USA tour's back. I'm looking forward to seeing the lads in a couple of weeks' time at home to Rennes. Not getting away to Lens, unfortunately, but again, that's just because I've got to save up the pennies for 4 matches away in Europe minimum next season.
Yeah.
Um, don't know if you saw Regis's interview yesterday, and he was talking about Chris Rigg.
Yeah, I've seen him talk about it on the Facebook. Actually, on the I sound like I'm a 6-year-old on the Facebook.
On the Facebook.
On the Facebook. I seen it on Facebook written, so I read through it, and yeah, the Leeds match, he was something else. But like I've seen it, we've seen it last season where there was like 2 or 3 players on them, and for especially being 19, he's got control in tight spaces and you get yourself out of them. And he done that with Leeds, and you just think each year you carry on with this mentality, you're going to be some player. And
Yeah,
age 19, he's already shown it. And I just think a good run out in the Premier League and some European games, the sky's the limit with that kid. Honestly, the sky's the
look,
limit.
I'll just give you a quote from Regis Lebris about Chris Rigg. He said, "On the pitch, he became much more composed on the ball.
Yeah,
Progressively, he showed he was able to keep possession under pressure and recognize the right moments to go forward, like he did against Aston Villa,
yeah,
which was. He's still only 19, which is impressive because he already has great experience, but he also has plenty of room to grow in many areas, right? And I think as well, physically, you were saying that he's got like a personal trainer or something, right?
yeah, yeah. It's with CL. I'd need to get a Champions League, something like that. Company's called because he was there doing it with Tommy Watson, and they were having a bit of like just drills, kick about, and that. Uh, so with Tommy Watson, but I'll have to get up the proper people that did it. But he's done a bit extra work this pre-season, and I think Jack is. I think it's been influenced to that because there was something last season where Jack got onto him because I think
Oh
he was
yeah,
being
yeah,
a
I
bit of a,
remember that. I
bit of
remember
a
that when
teenager,
Xhaka just
and probably
he pulled him up. You had
yeah,
to pull him up and says, "Look, you know what it is. This is a squad game, right? Just because you're on the bench, you're still a valuable member of the squad,
yeah,
and you step it up in training, and then
yeah,
you need to what do you call it? Then you'll get your chance, and he's got his chance. And you know what it is? Think as well. Everybody at Sunderland loves Chris Rigg, right?
oh yeah,
In a way
yeah,
that we really, really, I hope he breaks into the England side while he's playing at Sunderland, not when he goes to an Arsenal or a Liverpool or somewhere else. It's when he's
yeah.
at Sunderland.
Yeah, I think this is
Um,
his, I think this is the season for him. I honestly,
this is
you
his
just look at
breakout season.
someone. Yeah, you just look at someone and you just know. And even like today, the pass he nearly put Brobbey through, and Brobbey just didn't read it. If Brobbey got that, that would have been everyone would be like, that was going to be an amazing pass, and it just nearly was, and he got out of a tight situation, found the space, and went, there you go, Brobbey. And yeah, that is, you look at someone and you know they're going to be special, and he's going to be special.
Yeah, of course he is.
I think every Sunderland fan can see that, and his mentality is getting a lot better. And I think having Granit around, having Enzo the fear, and he's just his magical touches, how he's good with the ball so close. I think it's just a massive thing for him, and you just having that people around him, you know he's going to go to a hell of a player.
Yeah, oh, he is, he is. So, um, the reason why there was no like in the previous games there was fan zones before and afterwards, and what happened in Philadelphia is it was a quick in and out from New York, and the
Mm.
reason why the game kicked off earlier is because Regis Labrise wants the team to fly back today, so they're
Yeah,
probably in the air right now,
but now, yeah,
having a sleep on the way back. And then on Tuesday, Xhaka, Alderete, Talby, and Mounier rejoined the squad before the jet off to France for the game against Lens.
mm. Yeah,
And so, it's good that they've had their little holiday. So Xhaka's Instagram post with his wife and his kids. I think that
yeah.
was yesterday of his holiday. So I put a comment on, enjoy your holidays, Captain. But yeah, it'll be good to see the whole squad back together for the next game, for the next friendly, and hopefully a signing or two. Let's talk
Yeah,
about transfers.
it's a quiet one, and social media is going social media, aren't they? Fans are getting a bit they're getting a bit frustrated, and you kind of see the point of view because we do need to get someone in or getting across the line, but I think the club has earned the right for us to just be like, you know what, okay, we can trust you. We 100% believe they've proved that. And it's been a World Cup. People are still on holiday. Players that are be just coming back and that. So it's a really horrible transfer to do it. And we're not looking just to bring anyone in. We're looking
No,
to
it's
bring the
not.
right
It's.
people in.
I mean, you know what it is? We didn't just bring anybody in last season, though. Every player we bought in was
And a reason.
pretty much a verified international, right?
Yeah.
All the signings that came in, and I don't know which side you were watching it, but I was watching it on the Welsh YouTube stream. Um, but it was in English, but it was a Welsh YouTube stream. Um, and they said that, oh yeah, Wrexham have got a difficult task today, but they are lining up against 8 full internationals, and Sunderland have still got 4 who haven't joined the squad yet because they're on holiday.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was thinking, When was the last time somebody said that about Sunderland?
So, yeah, yeah. I actually tell you what, I really like the commentary because I watch it on YouTube on Chicago or something like that,
Uh,
and it because you
was it
usually
was
listen
it
to
Welsh commentators or American commentators you had?
Welsh,
Also, you
because they
probably
couldn't
watch it on the same stream as me.
because they couldn't see it. They couldn't see it. O nine.
O'Neill. That was funny as anything. And then they were calling it Ronaldo. And they were
Yeah,
saying, oh, we hope he doesn't play like his namesake.
yeah, because he done a bad pass. He was like a really cool name, but a really bad pass.
Yeah, and then they were
Uh,
calling him Pandava as well, but he
yeah,
doesn't go by that name, just goes by his first name. So
yeah, and yeah.
Keith
Oh,
Downey put on. Now, normally when Keith Downey puts something on, it may or may not have been filtered through from the club, right?
yeah,
So Sunderland talks with Toulouse for 25 million rated defender Diane Metali, right?
yeah.
And the Oliver Cloel, the Toulouse president, admitted the French club would have to sell Metali if they offered the right fee. And that's basically the same as when we got Alderete. They didn't want to sell him; they had to sell him,
Yeah, because
right?
their financial rules are awful
Yeah,
and a lot different to
right.
ours.
So if they get the right fee, and whether that's a release clause, but or whether that's just someone just paying what he's worth, right?
30 mil, I
And
think the one.
20, you know what is 25 million, right? They're the types of players that we need to be going for. They
Yeah,
are. Anybody who we sign has to be pushing for that first 11 berth, starters berth. You know, and no player, Sunderland, whether it's Xhaka, whether it's Brobbey, and whether it's Ballard, who you'd all think are starters, right? If we bought another player in their position, right, and that's called healthy competition. That's called
yeah,
squad depth. That's called playing a minimum of 48 games next season, right? You
yeah.
know, next season, it can't just be Trey Hume who plays in every game.
No, no, there can't be. And plus, yeah, it's a scrub depth, and that's the only reason as of now I've got us in the top 10 because it just the squad depth we haven't got yet. So yeah, and it's just young signings, young players that are hungry and want to play and want to come in and can make a difference. And I think that's what we're looking for. We're not looking like for another Talby, someone who's young, who's got potential. We're kind of looking for someone who's young, can handle the pressure and come straight into the squad. I think that's what we're kind of looking for now because I think we need that with Europe, and especially if we want to go far in Europe, is it's not just getting anyone else. And I think we've done that in January. I think getting Angulo and
It was a
what's his
great
name?
signing, by the way. And
Yeah,
Tabby,
and Tabi, yeah. I think getting like to them to win was that reason for us to go right. Actually, they've got 6 months to prove themselves. Then they had the World Cup, and the Angulo's had a brilliant World Cup. And saying, I think that's what it is, and that's why I'm not too frustrated. I'm not too worried about transfers because I know people are going to get in are going to be people that can get in straight away and make a difference. And I think what he said himself, Florence, is that we're not looking for quantity, we're looking for quality now. So it's going to be a lot harder this window because to get quality players is there's going to be a fight, and that comes from the club, from the agents, then comes from other teams like Bournemouth jumping in, Aston Villa probably jumping in. Let's see
well, the
Newcastle,
thing
but
is,
we know who they're
we're,
going to
we're,
do.
we're competing, right? Right now, don't think we're shopping in the same market as Liverpool and
No,
Arsenal and Man City,
no.
right?
Well, 100,
But
120 mil on Ellie Anderson. Come on.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
So we're not shopping in their market, right? We're probably for some positions we're not even shopping in Tottenham's and Man United's market
No.
because they're the other two clubs who have got the financial clout and the financial
Yeah.
turnover to buy £100 million players,
Yeah.
right?
Well, look at Tottenham's transfer window.
Right. So for me, I think we are 5 positions short, and I'm going to name the positions, and then you tell us whether you agree with us or not, right? Because I've been looking, obviously, from today's game as well, right? A left back, a right
Yeah.
winger,
Yep.
a defensive midfielder,
Yep.
a left-footed centre back,
Yeah.
and another striker.
Yeah. And I've got to add in there another midfielder close to Granit Xhaka's level. I just think we need someone who's
Oh,
got
to
experience in that
rotate. I
midfield.
mean, like maybe the future, the Granit Xhaka understudy. Would you say?
Yeah,
Or
someone like that.
even to fight him for well, no, I don't think the fight for that starting
Nah,
place.
after you know when Reblis loves someone, Reblis loves Trey Hume.
He loves Trey
Absolutely loves
Hume more
Trey
than
Hume.
his own kid, I'm sure.
Honestly, and like it's kind of like that. And I just the thing is, like last season when we dropped off is when we lost Xhaka and no Tasiki, Abib or Chris Rigg are all still young. I don't think they could control the midfield without Xhaka properly, and I think we just
No,
need someone else
he's a
who's there.
150 cap international,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah. So we just need another midfielder. Look, I pay another 16, 17 mil for someone who's, let's say, 28. 28. He's played some Champions League football. He's played for his club. And it's looking like someone like that, just so we can take the pressure off Xhaka, or if Xhaka, because Xhaka's not going to be playing all these games. And he probably won't play the cup games, or I think, unless we get to a final of the FA Cup or Carabao Cup, probably. But I think it's just someone we can take a rotation, especially Europe. We can have them on for 60 minutes, bring the other midfielder on. And that's when you bring Chris Rigg on that, because I think that's going to be our key management next season, our midfield, and especially linking up with Brobbey. And you're seeing in today's game with Leeds, as soon as you start linking up with Brobbey, they just couldn't handle him. Just could not handle him. And we could have a lot more goals. It's just again the same as last season. Just our finishing needs to get a bit better. But I think when we've got our full strong team out, we're going to be a really, really hard team to beat. And I think we're going to be a good team. And it's just them deaths. But I think adding another midfielder in to someone who's got caps, who's got Champions League experience, and could be another key position for us. Right wing, yes, we're desperate, and I think we had this conversation last time in the other episode. I wouldn't be surprised if we fork out 40, 50 mil for right winger. Like, I wouldn't be surprised because I think we need that, and I think that's going to be a major difference for our season
Yeah, you know what
if
it
we
is as
get
well.
one.
We need a right winger that is going to add assists as well as goals. It's
Yeah,
not just it's not just somebody to get balls into Brobbey. It's also
no,
somebody who can shoot from range, maybe a bit of a free kick expert, maybe a bit of a corner expert,
yeah,
and we need a really top draw right winger, right? I think that's right now that is our weakest position
yeah,
in the
and that's
squad.
I think that's our main priority. Like, I think that is one of our main priorities, right winger, by far. And I
And
think,
I'm sure Gasolfi's got the guy, and he's just getting the deal done in the background. Hopefully he's there playing against Rennes next Saturday.
yeah, yeah, and
Uh,
that's why we shouldn't have to get frustrated. We shouldn't have to get annoyed because look what they've done for us. Look where they've got us. But I just think we need to be patient. Let them do it because for a fine fact you're going to get it one day. and you're going to see we've signed this right winger. Everyone's going to and go, oh wow, this is something,
Yeah, just
because that is
just like
Sunderland.
some of the signings that came in last time, it was just like, what?
What? Thanks. I'm away. Yeah, I'm away. Yeah, and I don't. I think we all knew this is going to be a difficult transfer, anyways. Like I said, nothing's ever going to be like what it was last season. We're never going to have another transfer market like it. I think, in a
No,
sense of
no.
that. So it's. I think just people just need to get used to this year, and when it comes to next transfer, I think people will be a bit more okay. I can just relax
And
because we're
then the
getting
other
through.
for the right wing, I'd say the other position where, I'm hoping this French lad is like a left back, the one that they're looking at, right? Because we're literally just an injury away from Ronaldo
Mm,
from having to play Trey Hume at left back or Mughali at
yeah,
left back, or you're gonna have
yeah,
to get your boots on and play at left back.
That's another one. I mean, I wouldn't mind Dennis Cirkin, but
No,
maybe
no,
the club
he's made
saw
of
some.
glass. Made of glass.
Yeah,
He's made of glass.
that's the thing. Yeah, well, you put it that way. Yeah, is but he would have been probably a good one to just give it extra a few grand like on there, then get another young one in to help. But yeah, actually look at that one. Like I want Dan Ballard to have a full fit season because he's going to be important for us. I think Nordy came off a bit with a little niggle, so hopefully he.
All right, welcome back after that little short break. I hope you are all doing well. So, it's the USA tour rounded up, transfer rumors rounded up. So, as of last season, we've had four players leave, we've had one come in. Are we stronger or are we weaker, Keith?
I think we're in the sense of depth, no, but no, I think in the sense of a team, we are stronger. Is we've got rid of the Deadwood, and we'll probably end up going out by the end of the window too.
Mm.
Everyone's had a year in the Prem, and I don't think you can get any worse with having a year. So Habib Diarra, I think he could never get a good little run in now. I can show his true class and why we paid 30 mil. No Siki's, no to Siki's, just an engine. But I think having that year is going to give a bit more strength, a bit more strategy to his game. Like
I think
say
that's what
Chris
Regis
Rigg.
Labrie says. He says that they've now got the Premier League experience, right? And that counts up for a lot because, you know, it's something you can only get that by playing a full season in the Premier
Yeah,
League. The Premier League
yeah,
is a tough league.
yeah,
There are no easy games in the Premier League, as we showed to 18 of the other 19 sides.
yeah. But
There
the only
are
team
no
that
easy
doesn't.
games in the Premier League, right? I don't expect
No,
Hull to be easy. I don't expect Ipswich to be easy, and I certainly know Coventry is not going to be easy with their
no.
fake sort of rivalry that they have with Sunderland because of Jimmy and his box and that, right?
Mm.
Um, but yeah, there's no easy games in the Premier League. Every point won is a point earned, right? Every game, every goal, everything. It's tough.
Yeah, and that's what separates the Premier League. Like you got the clubs probably like look at Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich. It can probably all sit there and go, well, Premier League would be easy for us. It just wouldn't. I think that's why the likes of Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern, PSG all do good in the Champions League. Is because they've got two, maybe one team they've actually got to play football against. The rest they can just sit there and just have a laugh and do training with it. So where like Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, they're playing a big team in the Champions League, then coming to a Premier League team, and like you say, Burnley, last season. They could go play Burnley. Burnley could have just turned around and beat them. So they've
They
still
should
got to
have been
give,
Liverpool.
yeah, and they still got to give a lot, and it takes it out the players where foreign leagues haven't got that competitiveness to them. Is like I say, it's just two teams, maybe three teams you've got to play good against, but the rest it can just be like a little training match,
Well,
and
it
you
is. I
haven't
mean,
got
if we
that.
look at Germany, right, you know, there's only been 2 seasons I can remember in the last 20 when Dortmund won the league once and Leverkusen won the league once. The rest
Exactly,
of the
yeah,
time, it's just been a cakewalk for Bayern, and they've been league champions sort of by March, right? Now in La Liga, you've got Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, and Barcelona.
yeah,
3 sides who were all strong, and up till sort of February, March, any side could win it, right? With them three in Spain, and because yeah, Real Madrid are the richest club in the world, not Newcastle fans, because they've got the biggest turnover, right?
yeah.
That's why they're the biggest club. They've got 15 European Cups or something. That's why they're the biggest club, right? And Cristiano Ronaldo is not cleaning the boots, and Lionel Messi is not washing the shirts, right? Um,
I
now,
don't think Messi could step foot in England anymore.
he's got no interest in coming to England, to be honest. Unless Argentina are playing a friendly at Wembley, but that never happened. Anyway, um, PSG, you know, occasionally Lyon, Marseille, Monaco might have a breakout one season, right? But it's pretty much just been a closed shop there as well. And then in Italy, is the only place where there has been changes of league
Yeah,
champions. Napoli, Inter,
yeah.
AC Milan,
Milan,
Juventus,
Inter Milan, yeah.
right?
Twente,
Before them
and we
have all won titles, I think, in the last 6 or 7 years, right? And Roma have been close a couple of times,
mm,
as well. And then now you've got Como, who finished third, and they're new club on the block, Como, and they got into the Champions League in their second season in Serie A. So they next season, mark my words, they're going to be sit. So why can't we win the title? You know, right?
no, yeah.
But Juventus can't bribe referees anymore. That
Them
is finished
areas
now,
are done.
right? Those bribery days are finished now, right? Um, so I think any of the top five leagues, well, the other top four leagues, none of them would come into England and be an automatic league champion or a walkover, right? Barcelona play pretty football. Barcelona
Yeah,
play immensely pretty football, right? Um, but could Lamine Yamal do it, away to Bournemouth or Brighton or Sunderland,
no. Honestly, no.
right? Because
He'll just
the
get
Premier League
absolutely
now is
wiped
like
out.
you've got like across Europe, they'll be thinking these, and I'm not being disrespectful, no mark clubs like Brighton and Bournemouth and Brentford buying £50 million players, right? Across Europe, they'd never heard of any of the three Bs, right? But because of the Premier League's TV rights deal and the revenue that it brings in, these clubs can go and splash out 50 million. But the other thing is, they've got really, really clever people. Like, obviously, you've got Tony Bloom's, James Tower Analytics, and everything that they do. You've got really clever people finding the next hot striker. It's a data
Mm,
back model, right? Brentford do the same, Bournemouth do the same. They're bringing good players, and then they're selling them for huge, ridiculous amounts of money.
yeah.
Probably that Brazilian striker. Nobody had heard him before he went to Where was he at? Brighton.
I think so. Like, probably rings a bell, Brighton, because they're the
Yeah,
best in the business so far doing that.
they are. They are. But anyway, let's hope we get a couple of transfers in this week. Left back and right wing, Florent. If you're watching, you know what you're doing. I don't need to tell you that, but you will appease the bedwetters if you do it. Hey, if we start with this squad that we've got in Regis, I trust. What
Yeah,
about you, Keith?
like I say, top 10 without a doubt. And even if it was just this squad, even if we didn't get far in Europe, but then we did just compete in the league, I see us getting top 7 again.
Mhm.
You know
I
what I mean?
think
I do.
Europa League quarter final is on the cards for us, right? I think we'll get through the group stage in the top eight. I don't even think it'll be down to the playoffs for us. I've, I've been looking at how the English clubs have been doing in the last few seasons across all three European leagues, right? Across all three European leagues. And, I think that, Arsenal had a 100% record in the Champions League group stage. That never happened in the new format, right? So
No.
Arsenal did it last season.
And
Liverpool did 7 wins and 1 draw in the first season of it, but that was in the Champions League. But yeah, I think there's the Europa League. Obviously, we're in pot three, right? But our squad is a pot one squad. Our squad
well,
is a pot one squad. If you
yeah,
put us, if you put Sunderland into Italy, France, Germany, and Spain, this squad top four.
yeah. Well, we competed with Man City at home, competed with Arsenal. I tell you what, what gives us a little bit edge, and I think this is going to help us a bit. Is Reggie has played midweek and Saturday games in the Championship. So
Uh-huh.
he's got a little knowledge to be able to
Do the
rotate and
rotation.
have rotation where not a lot of teams that probably go into this cup, European Cup, have that. And it's something the manager has to build on. Reggie's done it with the Championship, and I think the Championship is just as difficult.
The championship, to be honest, a lot of people say it, and I do agree with them. The championship is actually the hardest league in Europe to win
Yeah.
because in the championship, anybody can beat anybody. What
Oh,
was it like in that season that we finished? Actually, the second season in the championship, it was
16.
like no, that it was the first season of the championship, right? And it was like it was just over halfway through, and literally at that point, they said, "Oh, there's only the top three teams couldn't mathematically go down, but the bottom
And
three sides could all finish in the playoffs,
yeah.
right?" And there was proper swings and roundabouts as well. It's like because in the
Because
championship,
we got through because I think who was above us lost, and we just got in the last
oh,
second of
we
six.
won at Bolton. Remember, we won at
Yeah,
Bolton 6-0.
we did, yeah. Then I can't remember. It's that
Was it
long ago now.
Millwall?
It feels like
Was it not Millwall who got beat?
it was something like that. We'll have to double check and talk about this the other time. Yeah, and I think that's going to give us a bit of a hand because Reggie's going to be like, well, actually, I've done this in the Championship. I think the Championship was a lot harder. The games were a lot closer to each other in a sense, and
Yeah, yeah.
especially around Christmas, Boxing Day, it was like Saturday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday or Tuesday or Wednesday.
Uh-huh.
So, and I think that's just going to be a little perk. And because I was thinking about the other day, and I went, Reggie always learns and he always takes everything on and he doesn't forget. And that'll
Oh
be,
yeah, he does. He's you know what it is? He's got a really sharp learning mechanism, which is like
yeah,
he does it in game and like so many games. We obviously broke the record for most points from a losing position.
yeah,
Why? Because our manager and also the whole coaching team and data analysts and everybody behind them are saying, right, Reggie, this is where we've been losing the ball, and this player's not performing, and this one, you know, you need to give more ball to him because their defenders carried a knock or whatever. Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's late night, so thanks for tuning in, everybody. Please like and share and subscribe. And the more subscribers we get, then eventually we will be able to do live. So thanks, and it's good night from me.
And it's good night from me.